Hey guys, welcome to this channel. And from today onwards, I'm starting up a new playlist which will consist of the start to end. All the components will understand the Power BI completely. Then we'll take a sample file, we'll transform the data, okay, and we'll build the relationship, writing the measures, then designing the beautiful dashboard. So this series will be from a practical point of view. It will be start to end. Okay, and I will make it like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. Uh, it will goes on like that. Okay, so and this video playlist will come on Sunday to Sunday. Okay, and the first series it will be uploaded today, and next Sunday another maybe three chapters today, next week three chapters, and along with the supportive files which will help you to practice as well. Okay, all right, so let's get started. So first of all we need to understand like what exactly a Power BI is, right? So Power BI is nothing but is a business intelligence tool, right? All right, so business intelligence tool is something like we will take the data, okay, analyze it, and make the make some decisions or make some outcome from the data, okay, and that could help the business in different ways. Okay, suppose you are working for a sales data model, so that could help you uh, to analyze few sales things, right? So that can help the customer or the client to grow up their business. So any model if we take it, okay, and basically there are three parts to the business intelligence in the Power BI. Okay, the first part is called your Power Query. Mhm. Okay, second part is, I will name the name, called Power Pivot, and third part is your visualization, right? So this three combination is called a Power BI. So this all these components, right? Actually, it was available already, okay, in Excel. Let me also show you that. So if we go to an Excel file here, if we click on the data tab and if we this part, right, get and transform data. If we click on that, right, get data. Okay, so this part is nothing but your Power Query. Okay, so let's try to get some data from a file somehow. Let's see, and I can show you that how it is like uh, it is actually looks like the Power Query which will open in the Power BI as well, right? This is very similar. If you click on the transform data, then it will open up the Power Query, right? And same, see Excel. This is my Power Query, and this is unless if you not yet write minimize that, it will not go. And if you load this data, it will go again to the Excel. So this is one component which actually they taken into the Power BI. Second component which is there in the Excel, which is called the Power Pivot. Okay, so if you click on the Power Pivot, again the same thing will come up here, right? You can define your measures, right? You can go to the relationship model here. If we click on this detect, right? Let me open up. Right now there is no data here. Okay, so uh, anyway, I'll show this again. But this feature is nothing but your the whatever you are creating the model in Power BI, writing the measures. This component is called the Power Pivot. And even and if you once you loaded the data in the Excel, right, we can have some visualizations also. So right, so if you click on the charts, maps, pivot chart, pivot map, all these things. This is one area is called the visualization. So what they did when the Power BI got launched, right? So they take the Power Query, take the Power Pivot, and visualization is completely drastic change in Power BI because Power BI is more inclined towards the more visualization in a different way. Hmm. So these three components, if you combine it, that is called your Power BI. Okay, I think it is clear. Okay, so whenever next thing is these are three parts, right? Visualization. Okay. So now there are when you are working for a Power BI project, right? So there are few things we need to consider. Okay, first there are five phases actually. First is called your connect, sorry, connect. So connect to anything, okay, connect to Excel file, connect to data or anything, okay. So ultimate goal is to connect to the data, right? Next is called your prepare. You will prepare the data. Third is called your uh, analyze or design, I can say analyze. This phase is called your like creation of your the modeling, okay, relationship definition, writing the DAX measures. All this comes under the third part. That is the analyze. Fourth part is called your visualize, where you can create your reports, charts, all these things, right? Then share, okay. Finally, we will share this. So these are the five components which will be available. Share in the sense because you are creating your visualization in your somewhere in your local, right? So somebody wants to see that visualization, you need to share, collaborate, right? So that component is called the Power BI service where they will able to log in. Okay. So we'll discuss all the five areas. How we'll start from the connect, then we'll prepare the data through Power Query, analyze, modeling on the Power Pivot, visualizing it, then finally with the share and collaborate. Okay. So next thing is to work with Power BI. Main tool which is required, as you know, that this is called your Power BI desktop, which is a free version unless until if you want to share it. If you want to share it, then time it will be required the license, unless otherwise it is not required. So I will discuss when we are planning, we are done with the project, when to share it something. That time I will explain you how to get the pre-license also. Okay, that I will explain you. Okay, fine. So this is your Power BI desktop. Now comes to the question from where you will download your Power BI desktop. So there are two ways to download basically. Okay, the first way is if you go to your Microsoft Store on your laptop, there will be one Power BI desktop will be there. Okay, here it will be open because I already installed. There will be one get button will come up. So here we need to just click on the get and the Power BI desktop will automatically install on your system. Okay, this is the first way. Second way is that if you need to go to the Google and just put the Power BI desktop download, and once you get that, the first link, click on that, then click on the products, Power BI desktop, and download from free. Okay, even here I have the choices also, which language you want to download, because Power BI desktop also coming with different languages also. Okay, but anyway, we are planning to the English only, but this is one of the option. So installing from the Microsoft Store and installing from the website, basically installation part is same. The only difference is that whenever the Power BI is releasing some updates, I can say. Okay, so if you are downloading from the Microsoft Store, then automatically your Power BI desktop will be auto upgraded with the new features. Okay, whereas if you download it from your system like this from the internet, then it needs to be upgraded by yourself to get the new feature. That is the only difference between these two. Otherwise, both products are same. There is no difference. Okay. So now, if you open your Power BI desktop, right? So I told you there are three layers are there, right? I showed you the Power Query, Power Pivot, and the third one is called your visualization. So here, if you see, there are three tabs. So the first part is the report tab, which is nothing but the visualization. Okay, where you will get all the visualization here. Then the data tab and this two, data and modeling, right? This two area is called your Power Pivot, where you can create the modeling and create your measures, everything. This part is called your Power Pivot actually. Okay. And if you click on the home tab and there is a transform data option, if you open that, then it will open the Power Query, right? This is where you will do your all the transformations and everything. Okay. All right. So let's start with the file. Okay. And let's see how it goes, how we can design, because first step I discussed that is we need to connect. Okay, then we need to prepare. Okay, let's connect to a file, and this file I will share with the video description so that you can practice along with that. Okay, so let me click on the Excel, and I have a superstore data which is I modified in so many ways. Just click on the superstore and open. Let it load and select your orders, okay, and your returns. The first two data. You just need to load the data. Okay, click on the transform data. So it will open up the this file. All right. Okay. So now what the first step we need to do here. So this is about your Power Query. Okay. Let me introduce few things in the Power Query as well. Okay. So the Power Query have some components. First component is nothing but your menu, where you can click on that. Then there will be some options, ribbon options will come. We'll gradually go through the each and every option, whichever is required for you. Second option is the queries, where you can see that how many queries you uploaded into the Power Query. So this time I have got the two tables, so it is showing me here. Okay, and this is your the data preview options, where you can say first the base column profiling based on the 100 rows that I explained you, but this is your data preview. Okay, and this part is nothing but your properties, and this is the applied step property, where whatever you are doing on this, right, it will be get recorded step by step, just like a macro, Excel macro. And any steps you don't want, you just need to delete it. Okay, and this is a very good feature because there is no undo redo options in Power Query. And another option, another area which is there in Power Query, which is always hidden, okay, that is called the preview. So if you click on that, any blank area of the cells, right? If you click on that, there will be one preview option will be come up. So let's go to the source here, and suppose this one. Let's take order table, right? Order table. If you click on that, it will get loaded. But if you click on the blank area of this, right, it will just loaded the table itself. Just show the preview. So this is always hidden. This is called your preview. Uh, what do you call preview window in Power Query. Okay. So these are the few areas we have in your Power Query. Alright. So now what we need to do now is that, so let's go to the this. Okay. So if you go to start, we'll start with the order table first. So if you see this order table, right? So source, let's take source. What is source exactly? If you see this formula bar, right? And one more thing, if the formula bar is somehow it is not coming for you, right? And sometimes this is also will not come up. This is not the default. So it's saying, right, valid error empty, valid error empty for each of the every column. So these two option, if it is not coming, and this one and this one, then you need to go to the view and sorry, yeah, view and click on the formula bar. If you deselect it, the formula bar will goes out, but formula bar is required. Okay, and second option which you need to enable is this one. This is called your column quality. If you enable disable it, it goes out, but it is advisable for me. It will, this from my side is you should enable this so that it will get some features like valid, how many valid column, how many errors, how many empties in the percentage value. It should show you. Yeah. Okay. All right. So the next step is suppose you applied, right? So first step is what? It is just containing. It is just connecting to a file, and it is just getting. This is my source. Second is the navigation. Navigation sense it is from that sheet, it is taking the order sheet and it is giving the data. So the first source is called your uh, from which path you are connecting or from where you are getting the data. Navigation is something like from that sheet or from that whatever the data source, which one you are pulling it. So that is called your navigation. These are the two steps. Automatically it will come to your Power Query whenever you are loading the data. Okay, all right. So now these two, the promote headers and change tab, I didn't apply it, but automatically it comes up. Okay, so I don't require. I will tell you what is change tab, what is promoting header. We'll see that, but I will just delete it now as of now. It's not required for. Okay, now if you see that this data is somehow is not good. So many nulls entries are there, and this is not good. So we need to transform the data. So the next step would be connect. We have done the connect, and next step will be we'll do the prepare. Okay. So in the prepare, first let's see. I need how many rows I have null on top of that. One, two, three. Three right now it is there. After that, actually my headings are coming, right? So let me go there. These are the three columns. So I have choices. Suppose I want to remove these three columns. Hmm. So if you go to your home, okay, there is a option called remove rows. So here if we click on that, remove top rows. Hmm. Top, how many rows I want to remove? In this case, three rows because I have three. Okay, and click on the OK. So I have removed top rows. This is absolutely fine. But here the problem here is that let's go to the previous step again. So here, suppose let's take this is an Excel file, right? So this may be it will be auto updated or new data getting entered to the Excel sheet. And what you are doing here, you are doing that removing the top three rows, right? So let's take tomorrow fourth row becoming again there is a null data is coming. So the logic which we applied, it will not work out because you are what you are doing here. If you see this the column window, you are seeing that you have three. You are hard coding this. So tomorrow let's take four rows we need to remove. Then you need to come and again you need to change, which is not a good idea actually. Hmm? So for that, what do you need to do? Remove these steps I don't require. So the best option here is that identify a column. Okay, I'm repeating again. Identify a column on your model which can't be null at any point of time. Okay, I'm repeating again. Identify a column which can't be null at any point of time. Got it? So in this case, what I think is that since it's a data model, right, of the related to the sales data, the order ID column and even order date also. These two column never be null because some product is there, the entry is there, that could be an order ID will be there, and there will be order date also there. Okay. Sometimes there could be the ship date is not yet started, it could be, and other columns can be null because some customer they don't fill some information, right? But the order ID and the order date it will be generated automatically. So identify the column. I have two choices here. Either I can go to the order ID and I can go to the order date. Either or is fine. So let's take I identify order ID. Okay. Then click on this column number 2, which is the order ID. Click on that. There will be an option comes up. Remove empty. Okay. Here two choices. First is the null and remove empty. Difference is if you select null, okay, and I don't want to consider a null, right? So because this order ID can't be null. Again, it is fine. But here you just see the formula bar. It is saying that it will consider only null. Okay. But let's take any blank also there in the order ID in the top in the three rows, right? In the three rows. Go to the navigation previous steps. So there are some nulls are there. We are removing nulls. Let's take in the fourth row tomorrow. There is no null, there is a blank. Then this also will not work. And this is not a feasible solution. Right? So what I will do, I just cancel again. Then I will click on this and I will select remove empty. Remove empty means now the see it is considering null and blank also both. Now this is a complete solution for me. Okay, so it will consider null and it will not consider the blank as well. So remove empty option. Okay, so now we are good on this one. Now second option is that my headers are not good here. So the headers is on my first row. So we have a very typical transformation here. Go to the home tab. Okay, go to the home tab here, and we have use first row as header. Okay, or from here also you can in the corner of this, right? If we click on that, you can have this option. Use first row as header. Just see that. Okay, this I want you guys to concentrate more. How many steps I have right now? One, 2, 3. Okay. So, but when you are applying the first row as header, right, automatically see first step promote header is fine, but the next step change type will be auto applied. What is change type here? Change type is nothing but depending upon the first 100 rows, it will define the data type for each and every column. Okay. So in this case, order ID is ABC, this is 1, 2, 3, this is date, all these things is happen. Okay. And sometimes it is good and sometimes it is bad also, because this you need to be careful whenever the change type is happening. And I will suggest that change types should be the last step on your selection, on your apply step, because after all the transformation happen, everything is there. Once you ready, then you can go the last step, that is called your change type. Okay. So I don't want to do change type, I will just close the change type here. Okay. So this is my so the normal transformation I did. So I started with remove empties. Okay. Then I promoting the headers. Now the second thing here is that if you see the order table, right? uh, so before doing that, I want to just change the name of this table. I don't want the order, I need the sales. So two choices, or rather three choices. Okay, you can just click on that and you can write sales here. Double click on that and you can write the sales, or right click on this and rename. Take any approach, which is absolutely fine, and just rename this table. Say sales. Okay. Now in the sales table, right? I have, if you see, I have some order information. Okay, till now. Then I have a customer information. If you see customer ID, customer name, segment. Then I started with the product information, product category, subcategories, and finally all the major things are there: unit price, order quantity, discount percentage. So in a real time, right? In a real time project, all the data should not be clubbed into a single table. That is not ideal model, because if you are clubbing everything into a single table, right, that the volume of the data will be high, and it will create some performance issue. So what we will follow here is that the dimension modeling. Dimension modeling means what? We need to have the dimension and fact. Okay. So the dimensions will be all the like category informations, like which describe the facts, and facts are something like all the numerics, all the things, it will be there in the fact. But here the problem is I have only the sales table here. How we can define from this table? I need to define, or I need to derive different dimensions. So I need to derive customer dimension, then I need to derive the product dimension. Okay, so these are the tools. So we need to create our own self now. So here two choices. So first I need to just duplicate this table. Okay, so I have two choices here, two options: duplicate and the reference. Okay, so let me just give a hint what is duplicate and what is reference here. Okay, so let's create a duplicate first here, sales 2, and create a reference also for the same time. So sales 2 is nothing but your duplicate, sales 3 is nothing but your reference. So if you see the sales, right? So how many steps got applied? 1, 2, 3, 4. And sales 2 is a duplicate entry, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now sales 3, is there any steps are there? No. It is just referencing your source table. So equals to sales. That's it. Nothing else. This is called your reference. And if you do some changes to the sales table, let's take I'll just remove after that, but I'm saying get me the ship mode only the first class and the same day. Okay, these are the two segments. I'm just filtering out this data on the sales. So if you go to the sales number 2, which is a duplicate, that steps will be not applied, because sales 2 is now the different entity only. But if you click on the sales number 3, which is the reference, this also will be applied. If you see the ship mode now, it will be available only the first class and same day, and no steps will be applied here. Okay, this is the reference. And if you click on the view, okay, and you click on the query dependencies, right? Query dependency here. If you see, this is my Excel file from where I'm putting the data. Then I have sales table. Then I have a returns table. Then I have a sales 2. This is a duplicate. But whereas if you see the sales number 3, which is the reference, it is just like a parent and child. So if you've done some changes to the parent, automatically child will be reflected. Okay. So this is the reference and this is the duplicate. Okay. I think so. The concept will be clear now. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll just delete this. It is not required, just to showcase this I just created. So anyway, I just created duplicate from this. Okay, sales 2, and this I will rename as my customer. Okay, and I will duplicate one more copy from my sales table, which I will rename as product. Okay, so this is the uh, now the thing is we need to uh, do so many things to define our customer. Then we'll see so many things to the product. Okay, so this will be the continuation video. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe to the channel for more interesting things coming up. Okay, thank you.